contact us to get the enterprise level trial and talk to us about your specific needs. And with that, we're going to go ahead and open up the Q&A session. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look to see what questions we have, or right up here. And then actually Tyler's going to take a look at some of the questions because I wrote a couple down from the beginning. And I'll cover those. So are you recording this webinar? Can I get a recording? Yes, absolutely. We are recording this webinar, and if all goes well, we will go ahead and share that with you, and you can share it with other people in your office. What was the other one that I had? Let's see here. What happens if you are in a remote area with no connectivity? So if you're in a remote area, GeoJot will still capture the photos and data and GPS location even without cell service or the internet connection or Wi-Fi. And this is true for almost all mobile devices. It's true for all of them that have an internal GPS chip, which is all the Windows handheld GPS devices, obviously. All the Androids, except in our last webinar, we heard that somebody had one tablet, an Android tablet, that didn't have a GPS chip, but that's the first time we've heard of that. And then most Apple devices have a GPS chip. Which kind is it, Tyler, that doesn't have the GPS chip for the Apple devices?
Wi-Fi only iPads don't have the GPS devices, but with those or any other mobile device, even ones with built-in GPS chips, you can add an external Bluetooth GPS unit to achieve a higher accuracy signal, or a signal at all if it doesn't have a chip. We have had multiple experiences with different vendors of external GPSs. They're fairly easy to hook up, and they replace the location services information within the operating system, and you will get that higher accuracy. So for a fee that's a lot smaller than going with like a total station, you can buy an external unit, get sub-meter accuracy right to your mobile device, and capture all that data in GeoJot Plus.
Okay, excellent. Oh, and we were talking about if you have no connectivity. So a couple other things about areas without connectivity is that if you've chosen to use cloud data transfer, but you don't have any service, GeoJot will actually queue the data and send it up as soon as there is connectivity. And there's also an option in there that allows you to send data only when you're in Wi-Fi range, so it doesn't run up your data plan. And that's another thing about GeoJot. We talked a lot about how easy it is, and it is super easy, but there's a lot of power there too. We've just tried to hide it from the Joe average user. So, if you're trying it out and you're not finding the functionality that you're looking for exactly, you should always ask us, because we've done a pretty good job of hiding some of that stuff so that it doesn't confuse the field users.
Okay, so we do have a question here asking, does it require cloud service, or can we use in-house solutions? So GeoJot doesn't require any kind of cloud connection when it's out there in the field. You can use that for photo transferring and for the dynamic routing of photos, but you can also plug it in with a cable to transfer photos. And dependent on your in-house solutions, we have also been able to set up enterprise versions to work with various internal cloud servers for different clients. So if you already have a cloud service that you run as an organization and you want GeoJot communicating with that, contact us and we can discuss how it would work out to get that set up. Let's see here. So I have somebody asking, I have groups of people using different forms. How would I handle that? With the form sync and the setting sync that we showed you, you can pick different sync folders on the cloud. So if I had a group out that was doing, say, utility meters, I could have a meters folder for them to sync forms from. If I had a group that was out doing polls, I could have a polls folder for them to sync from. And if I had a people out doing underground location, I could have a UL folder for them to sync to. So you can set up those syncing options to be different folders on different devices, and then those people, you'll know that that team is getting just those forms it needs, and it won't have all of the forms your organization uses in one mobile device for them to scroll through. It'll only be the ones that are pertinent to them. And then somebody asks, will the desktop processor run on a Citrix server? So yes, GeoJot Core can run on a Citrix server. We've set that up in environments. It works well on a Citrix server. So if you use a Citrix server and have people dialing in or do virtualization on your side, contact us. We can discuss with you how core can be set up on a Citrix server so that you can have multiple users accessing it at one point through one portal. And speaking of multiple users, one thing some people have asked, how do I manage users and transfer licenses? We do have a web-based portal, the administrator's dashboard. It's very easy for your administrator to get in there. He can see who's logged in at what time, what devices are being used, and he can easily deactivate devices if he needs to. And we even have an ability in there to disable devices. So if you have a stolen device, something walks away, someone leaves the organization, you can disable their device so that they're not able to use your serial number in the future, and that activation is freed up for you to give to another employee.
Excellent.
All right. And I have somebody saying that they've had issues with the app when there's no Wi-Fi or cellular connection is available. The app itself does not require any kind of cellular connection or a Wi-Fi connection. The only problem that you'll have there is, like I mentioned earlier, cloud transfers aren't going to work if you don't have some kind of data connection. But the app itself draws its GPS coordinates from the location services. So as long as you have the location services turned on the device itself, it's going to get those GPS coordinates. You can be out in the middle of nowhere, and we've tested it. So you can be out there in the middle of nowhere and you still get your lat and long coordinates, and that's what it writes to the EXIF of the JPEG. And then you can transfer those photos back when you're within range of a Wi-Fi or a data network.
All right. Well, thank you, Tyler. And we said that we would keep this short. We're trying to keep all of our webinars short these days. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. But please go ahead and contact us. Give Tyler a call or send him an email, and we'd love to get you started with the enterprise level trial and see what we can do to help you solve your business problems.